Welcome to the Battery Doctor's YouTube channel, now featuring power tool batteries. Yes, we've started with power tool batteries. I've done a lot of videos in Swedish so far, but I will do an English version of one of my series. I will try and figure out what's wrong with 3 Dewalt batteries, because I have a lot of them. Some are charging, but some are not. All of these have been tested in a power drill, and everyone was working in the power drill, but none of them want to take a charge. And I'm gonna show you my special edition Dewalt charger, super professional edition with an battery display. I don't think you have that option in your country. Yeah, I'm gonna show you they don't charge, and then I'm gonna figure out what's wrong, and then I'm not gonna fix it because I'm not a tool scientist. I don't have the experience to fix it. 17.4 volt, does it wanna charge? Charging, but turns off. And it's a 20 volt, but it should be 20.5. And this charges and turns off. So let's have a look at the 18 volt, which is not a flex. And here we go. Oh, so much rust and other crap. But I have watched tool scientists. I know how to figure out if it's these connectors. Here we go, directly from the battery, 19.93. And then we have a look here. We go with cell 1, 3.9, 3.9, no, cell 3, 3.9, cell 4, 3.9, cell 5, 3.9. So it's not the cells, but the charger uses the TH and the ED channel to start charging. And both are about 10 kilo ohms if they are ready to rock. Here we have the thermistor. 11 is a bit much, but it's probably okay. And then we have the ED channel, which the electronic can turn off if it doesn't want a charge. And there's just too much resistance on this connector decided by the PCB, so that's why it's not working. And it's most likely not working because of all the rust and the dirt in this battery. And the connectors look very poor, so that's probably why. I can harvest this from cell, but everything else is kind of just crap. So let's go with this one. It's a flex. You can do this from the outside, no need to open it. 17.4. Then we have cell 1, 3.5, 3.48, 3.48, 3.48, 3.49. So pretty okay. TH 11.20 in ID. That one is also open line, and I don't know why it's open line and not giving resistance. That's up to the electronics to work out. And something in the electronics says it doesn't want to take a charge. Now I have a lot of dead batteries as well, so I can swap electronics with them and try and fix some of these. Just clean this up a little bit so there's no short circuits on the flex cable, especially between the indicator leads. Everything here is drenched in some kind of transparent silicone, so going in here and fixing components is just not possible. But I do see something strange around here, like a crack. No, it's not a crack, but there is something weird going around, like a bubble around these components. But I think they have some other type of transparent paste over these components before they mold it, so we can see the edges of that. So I don't really know how to fix it, but let's see if the ED has changed from open line, still open line. So a charger will not give this anything. And the temperature 11.12. Do you have any idea why the ID is missing? Because I can't see any short circuits, and after cleaning it looks pretty good. Not really any rust from what I can tell. But I will probably switch over another BMS on this at some point, because the cells seems to be fine. Let's check the last one. 1 bar. Let's check the TH. 10.9. We almost had an ID there. Then it went up. So no ID. 16.3, 3.3, 2.9, 2.4, 3.1. So I'm guessing it's C3, that cell that was 2.4. So I'm gonna charge that one up and see if that solves the problem. No, we can't have a cell with 4.3 volts. There must be something wrong. So let's open this up. That would definitely tell the BMS, do not charge. Oh my god, do not charge. We're bursting in here. But how could it have become overcharged? The only way I can think of is someone using not an original charger. It looks pretty good. So let's try and measure the cells manually. There we have a 3.35, 3.35, 3.26, 3.11. Is that last? 3.3. So we do not have that voltage that we had in the connectors. C1, 338, 299. Here we have the 241, 3. Now this one was 4.3. I'm sure of it. Or was it the last one? Yes, the last one that was 4.3. But I can't find it. This one is split up into 3 different battery groups that I'm pretty sure are parallel when not switched to 60 volt. 3.38. Here we actually have something that matches. Maybe the electronic doesn't wanna parallel all the cells because they have different voltages. So it might be reading the voltages on the pinout from just the first group. And if everything is okay, it parallels them. Maybe that was why it was still working in the power tool. It was just using one of the cell groups. 3.2. Then we should... Here we actually have the cell group that is 4.3 volts directly on the cells. So this one is overcharged and one is undercharged. So I don't think it's a BMS issue. Rather than something has been wrong with the cells, maybe someone using a non-original charger which has messed up the voltages. Here we go. The last cell on the middle cell group is just 3.36. So that was a very weird battery with a weird error. I don't think 4.3 is dangerous, but it definitely doesn't look like these batteries have any balancing or that problem would have been taken care of. So I will not try and fix them today, but I see an obvious solution is to switch the BMS from this one because the cells were okay, but it didn't want to give out an ID for some reason. But here the cells were terrible. And the BMS might just be shutting down charging until it's sorted out. I can also try and balance the cells, but that would take a long time. So I think a switch is easier. And it's possible on these ones, but it's not easy. So I changed my mind and decided to do this right away. Why not? And see if it works. Let's remove the BMS and do a partial repair with you. You need to have safety glasses because the solder will be flying everywhere. One side. Oof, that was a close one. I don't know what these points are, why there are solder on them, but they're not connected to anything. This one's got I408, I404. Why do they have solder points without anything connected? Oof. So another loose, and I usually cut them off. You see, this was good cells but bad BMS, so I will try and preserve these connections. Did you know Engineer stopped manufacturing this SS02, and they released a new version, SS03, which is not available in Europe yet. Yeah, that is loose. 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 Yeah. And now we have the middle ones. And I've never attempted this before, but I have disassembled some of these. There we go. Now I think I can lift it up. Yeah, there we go. And we will try and remove the BMS from this one, which is a little dirty, but I think it will work. Ooh. Oof. Cool down, let him drop it. And we're done. Now these were the bad cells that I will take out, so I will cut these off to make the soldering them easier. So let's clean this up a little bit once we're in here. I think we need to remove a little bit more solder on some of them. So let's try and put this on the right way. Let's desolder these as well. Yeah, I think that is clean enough. Oh, I should have done the underside as well. So that will have to do. Nice. Do some more. Yeah, I think this looks good. Let's see if we can resolder these pins. So let's check the joint. That one can go down a little bit because I think the case is really tight. So, and let's do the last side. Does not look factory perfect, but I think I got all the joints together. So, you wanna hold my hand? Indicator is working. Let's just try the TH and ID. 9 kilo ohm, it's a bit low, but I think that is acceptable. ID is open line. Let's try it in the charger as well. Wait, it's charging, but it didn't have an ID. Maybe it was waiting for a charge, because many BMS are like that. They won't work until you give them a quick charge. So let's check the ID, but we have open line on ID. I don't have any adapter, so I can check if the ID changes when I connect it to the charger, but it charges. Let's try that again. You can see my fancy indicator light. Maybe the ID will activate once the voltage is higher or something. But I think this was a success because it's working, and I have a Dewalt tool so that I can try with later. But I think it was a success. BMS did not lock during operation, and I did not damage anything. Interesting. So it's not impossible. Time consuming with the flat cables, but it's actually the easiest flat cables I've ever worked with. And the indicator works as well. Nice. I would call that a success.